Behold, the mighty slouch couch. This is where I play video games. It's also where I browse Reddit, watch YouTube, and work on videos. Since moving my computer to the living room a couple of months ago, I haven't had the slightest urge to move it back to my desk. Apparently I'm not the only one either. Valve is pushing the PC as a living room platform, and it suits my preferences perfectly. Ever since I made the switch to PC 7 years ago, I always secretly missed gaming on the couch. Or even just gaming with friends in person. Sure, you can throw a LAN party, but everybody needs their own space. You need to bring a tower and a monitor. All those computers make the room all hot. And what if some or all of your friends don't even have a PC? Guess what? You are covered. Steam has several great local multiplayer games. In fact, I've moved my computer to my friend's apartment and back so many times, I'm pretty sure that's how it's going to die. So before that happens, I made it my mission to snatch up any game with local multiplayer that I can get my hands on. So I've accumulated quite a few titles and have had a good run of time with a lot of them. So I thought I would list a few of my favorite local multiplayer games in no specific order. I have a bunch of games I want to get through here, so I'm gonna have to cheat just a little bit. This slot goes to basically every fighting game. Because while most fighting games are nuanced and different from each other, they all come down to basically the same type of gameplay. Just find one you like, invite some friends over, and beat the ever-loving shit out of each other. Few things come close to the sheer satisfaction you get from stringing together a perfect combo against one of your buddies. Then again, few things are as humiliating as getting your ass kicked by your friend who is only button mashing. Tragically, PC gets left out of the fighting genre quite a bit. For instance, we still don't have Marvel vs. Capcom or Guilty Gear Xrd. Some companies still just won't recognize the PC as a living room platform. We don't have long until they come around, but until then we've got Street Fighter 4, Guilty Gear X2, King of Fighters, Mortal Kombat, BlazBlue, Injustice, Skullgirls, etc, etc, etc. So boot one up and get into that practice mode. Your friends' asses aren't going to kick themselves. Nidhogg is absolutely nuts. The goal is to kill your way to the end of the final screen. The last person who got a kill has the right of way, meaning they can move toward the goal and their opponent has to kill them in order to push back. It's that simple. And it's easy to pick up and play after a short tutorial. Plus, the skill ceiling isn't very high, which puts most players on even ground. Games with more evenly matched players go on a lot longer, which might sound negative, but it is a blast to watch. When things drag on, players start getting creative, which makes things even more exciting. Then when somebody finally pulls out a win, they get gloriously fed to the glorious Nidhogg. All hail. The inclusion of only 4 maps kind of hurts its replay value, but still. Nidhogg is definitely a must-have for any get-together with a PC at the center, especially with spectators.
Lethal League!
Lethal League is probably my favorite game to play competitively. It's a fighter, I guess, but you don't hit other players directly, you have to hit each other with the ball. I could go on and on about rules and strategies, but the simplest I can put it is it's like Super Smash Bros. Meets Pong. The more the ball gets hit, the faster it goes. Spiking the ball doubles the speed. That's exponential growth for you math majors out there. When the ball speed passes 1000, things start getting intense. And when somebody finally slips up and gets tagged out, you can bet they're not going to be quiet about it. Also, the soundtrack is just great. Doesn't it just make you want to jump up and down? Don't do that if you have downstairs neighbors, though. That's rude.
Sonic and Allstars Racing transform.
It's a kart racer, what can I say? My computer can't record this game very well, so I'll keep this short. You race, you pick up items, you use those items against your friends, you lose that friend. You know, a kart racer. Most people have played Mario Kart, and Sassert isn't much different. It has all the charming fun of kart racing with an arcadey announcer to boot. Oh, and when you try to turn him down, he does this.
This is my only job. No!
The game also has cameos ranging from Team Fortress to Wreck-It Ralph to Danica Patrick, who has some sort of crazy 6-wheeled F1 cart. So despite not really being able to record this game, it's still a good time with friends. Give it a try. Gang Beasts is a fantastic party game. It has tons of opportunities for utter hilarity. It's basically a 3D physics-based fighting game where you defeat your opponents by knocking their lights out and throwing them to their death. I can't even begin to describe how entertaining this game is with friends. I just love everything about this game. The characters are oafishly adorable and they're rage-filled brawling. The way they punch each other's lights out is adorable. The way they lift each other over their heads is adorable. The way they plunge into a fiery doom is adorable. The whole thing is just adorable. The maps are great too. Each one basically puts you in a precarious situation and you just have to out-survive the others. Also, this game supports 8 players. That's right, 8 players if you have that many controllers. Or USB ports.
Dive kick!
You didn't think I was gonna leave out Dive Kick, did you? This brilliant game strips the fighting genre down to its utmost basics. There are no complex combos or advanced techniques apart from reading your opponent. Oh, and there are only 2 buttons, jump and kick. And the only way to move backward is to kick while you're on the ground, which makes dive kicking forward all the more risky. I love this game because you can introduce it to a new player and they'll probably only ask you how to use special moves, which is both buttons at once when your gauge is flashing. Air and ground specials are different. Lesson over. Dive Kick is full of fighting game in-jokes, most of which I don't really get, which I guess explains some of the weird, and sometimes really weird characters. Like this straitjacket monster guy. I almost don't want to know what his deal is, but he kicks like this. What more salt? What? For Towerfall, think side-scrolling archery battle arena. It has a beautiful retro look and it's as simple as it is charming. You can get kills by the way of shooting or stomping. It also has a sort of Pac-Man style pass-through on the edges of the levels. It can handle up to 4 players and it has a number of ways that you can play. You can play for kills or you can play last man standing if you like running and hiding like a goddamn coward. However, if the round goes on for too long, waves of darkness will start creeping in from the sides, so hiding in a corner isn't an option. When a player is finally crowned the victor, everybody gets awarded for things like accuracy or longest shot. Most harmless goes to the one who spent most of the game on their cell phone, Dylan. Speedrunners is another great game for intense moments. In fact, it sort of reminds me of Nidhogg in the sense that rounds can go on for a while, or they can be over in a flash, depending on how evenly matched the competitors are. It's a race with up to 4 people where you need to avoid falling off the screen. If you fall behind and the edge of the screen touches you, you're out. And it's hard to keep the lead because the further ahead you get, the less you can see in front of you, which I thought was a clever rubber banding technique. There are lots of things to unlock like maps, characters, and even items that you can use during races. And it accommodates 4 players beautifully. My only problem with it is the soundtrack. It's not really bad, but each time you race there's only one song, and after a few back-to-back races it starts to get stuck in your head. But the music isn't a big deal, you can just turn it off and play your own. Right now, PC couch gaming is a bit rare, but once Steam machines and in-home streaming have become fully realized, we're going to see a surge of PC couch dwellers. So if you've missed couch gaming, become part of the movement. Set yourself up with a controller, move your PC to the living room, and have some gamer buddies over. Especially your console peasant buddies. Let them see for themselves that the PC can hold its own in the living room. Hey, welcome to my end card. It's gray. It's really, really gray. Can we do something about it? Okay. Hey, thanks for watching the video. I hope you liked it. I'm sure there are a ton of games that I glossed over on this list, so if I missed one of your favorites, be sure to let me know in the comments. If you want to see more videos like this one, be sure to subscribe or check out my video on the Stalker series that I did not too long ago. Once again, I want to thank Zach and Callie for helping me with the live action bits. They have a kick-ass band called My Fair Fiend that you can check out right here. Thank you again for watching and have a lovely day.